So
My
here
name's
is
Jeffrey. I'm
Jeffrey, and like
42.
many other, came to find Lovian. Fortunately, he got a match with a lady older than him. Like many others, after the show it goes sour. But for him. Let's see how it started and how it's going.
Hello, welcome in. What's your name?
Thank you. My name is Paulette.
Paulette, how old are you?
I am 45 years young.
Okay, what do you do?
The most important thing I do is I mother two amazing boys, 8 and 10, and I'm also a physician.
Nice, very nice. And now, what are some things you look for in a man?
Someone who's, first of all, very joyful, who has a lot of energy, who knows how to balance being a strong man, but also knows when to be tender and loving, particularly with women and children, and who has a special place in their heart, a natural love for Black women.
Okay.
Someone who also whose actions and words align in a healthy way, and someone with healthy habits.
Okay. And now, what are some of your deal breakers?
Anyone who's pretentious, I think, or performative, I just feel like it's not fair. I would like to be able to get to know the real person and be able to choose if that is good for me or not. So if a person can't present his real self, that's a deal breaker. Anyone who's a punisher, you know, who doesn't know how to handle negative emotions and work through it. And then anyone who tend to see my children as a liability or an inconvenience instead of the blessing that they are.
So we did not get any pop balloons, so I'm gonna go ahead and hand you a pick.
Okay. Scared me.
Go ahead and hang on to that. So unfortunately, we did get some pops.
Okay.
Let's go on over there and see why they ended up popping. Let's start over here.
I just prefer an older woman. She's just not my cup of tea.
I just didn't get that feeling like I needed to have her, so I decided to pop.
The reason why I popped is that you have two younger children, and I know you said you didn't want to see it like a hindrance, but I think I'm beyond that with younger children. So.
The distance and the fact that I would really put the burden on you because I have a business and I just started another business, and that takes up most of my time. So that would be unfair for me to put the burden on you to come to me all the time. So
I appreciate that.
I popped my balloon because you have two children and you're a beautiful woman and intelligent and smart, all of the above. And I think you need a man who wants to raise the children with you because you look like you need a husband, not a boyfriend.
For me, it is not necessarily important to find a father for them because they have that, but someone who would see them as a positive part of their life.
I don't mind helping raise children, but in this case, I feel like you should find somebody that's more compatible to you than I am.
All right, so we're down to 3 unpopped balloons.
Okay.
Go ahead and ask our remaining men a question.
As a man, what is an important thing that you can teach a young boy?
My name is Brandon. I'm 40. The one thing I think I could teach a young man is just how to be genuinely himself, and especially in this society, and not adapting to what culture is trying to shift in the agendas that they're pushing. I say just like, show him how to be genuinely himself and embrace himself for who he is, and just stand on business.
Okay.
I'm Smith, I'm 44. I have 2 boys, 17 and 20, so I try to teach them everything that I know. How to be a dad, how to take care of their kids when they have their kids, right? Everything that they've learned, they learn from me.
My name's Jeffrey. I'm 42. I think it's important to teach our young kids, how to be productive citizens in society. So I am big on teaching my kids how to be a good parent, a good citizen, a good neighbor, all of that stuff. And I have 2 younger kids too, about the same age as yours. So it's important to me to raise productive citizens and give them the tools that they need to be successful in life.
And while we're here, do you have another question for the men?
Well, what type of time do you have with your children in terms of, do you have custody of them? Are you
So me and my ex-wife, we do month on, month off. So she gets them for a month, I get them for a month. But I talk to them every day. They FaceTime me every day.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, mine's 20 and 17, but my youngest one is basically 2 on, 2, and then rotate the weekends.
Okay.
One child, she's 14. She lives out of town, so I travel there. We video chat, text every day, but either I'm traveling there about maybe 3 times a year. They might come here.
Okay.
I am gonna have you pop 1 balloon.
I'm so sorry.
And why'd you end up popping his balloon?
I'm just meeting you, so it's a really difficult decision, but I noticed just out of the remaining gentlemen, there was less eye contact. You seem a little more ambivalent.
Thank you. Two men with their balloon left unpopped. Go
Okay.
ahead and ask them another question.
Okay, so I would love to hear where you all are in the country and what you do for a living.
I live in Fort Lauderdale and a technical operations supervisor.
I live in Atlanta. I'm a software engineer. I have a PhD in business administration.
Okay, can I ask another question? Let's say if you had to plan a date and you had unlimited amount of resources, what would you plan versus if you were very short on money, what would you plan?
Hopefully, I know the person, a little insight about the person, and I can kind of do something that she likes or I like. I'm not an extravagant person, so it'll probably be something low-key that we both enjoy, you can have fun doing. I wouldn't go to the movies because we can't talk at the movies. It'll be something that we can converse while we're doing. If I had no money, we would be at home, go to the grocery store, cook something, and probably I would find a fun game for us to play or something like that in the house so we're not spending money.
If I had nothing, like a walk in the park, or I'm from Florida, so we just go to the beach and sit and talk.
Guys, any questions for her?
Are you okay with moving away from Louisiana, or are you kind of settled in Louisiana?
I am open for the right situation, but my leading decision is related to my children, what's good for them, and then it's what's good for me. If the situation is good for them, then I consider if it's good for me.
Okay, I understand that.
All right, why did you end up popping your balloon?
It's just like I like to move around and I like to do a lot of things. And with the kids, it's like I want to be able to say, hey, let's go wherever. And I know you have to get
Well, you probably didn't hear that I've traveled to many countries and continents, and I have help.
Oh, okay.
But I understand. Okay. No, but just for knowing me, I'm a very mobile and adventurous person. I'm very creative. I'm always doing something. In addition to being a physician, I also own my own practice, and I also am very active in the nonprofit sector. So, I have my hands in a lot of things. So parenting is, of course, important. I feel like that's my main job, but just so you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so now is he someone that's your type?
I think you're a handsome man, and I would have to get to know you. I think you present yourself very well, and I've enjoyed some of the things that you've said. The one thing that concerns me is you said, if you didn't have resources, you would just be at home. I prefer someone who's a little bit more creative and can think outside the box a little bit, but that's a small point. It's not a major deal.
I can think outside the box. I think that comes along with getting to know a person because I don't want to plan a date just for me. It's got to be for both of us.
That's a good point, too. Yeah.
Let me bring you up here with this. Let's all come on up here. All right. Any final questions between the two of you before we determine if we have a match?
Can you describe your faith?
I do go to church with my kids every Sunday, almost every Sunday. I do things at the church. I pray, I read my Bible, and try to be active in, faith, religion. What about you?
Yes, I'm a believer. I'm a PK. My parents were both ministers. My mom is definitely, still active in ministry, and I'm active in it too. I sometimes teach Bible study or co-lead, and so that's very important to me, my spiritual walk.
And sometimes I go to Bible study.
Okay, well, let me ask my final question then. Is it a yes for you for her?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
We got a match. I'll take the mic. All right, go ahead and go on off, y'all. Make some noise for them. So, since you guys ended up matching, have you gone on a date? Okay, I see Paulette nodding.
On a date.
Okay. I was like, somebody gonna say yes, or we gonna stay quiet? Okay.
We've gone on more than one date.
Oh, yes. Tell me about it. Tell me about the first date.
Well, you know what? Can I tell you about the lead up to all of it?
Yeah, tell me all the details. I want to hear it all.
Okay. I don't know if you really realized it, but I was really nervous. I was so nervous to the point where it was almost like an out of body experience. Like I was watching myself go through it. So when it was over, it was like I was coming back into my body. And then the realization of, oh, that happened. And I was standing there looking to the side and thinking, oh, this person is now here. Oh, we have to talk. So, BM talked to us and he gave us some nice advice. And when we walked outside, so the first thing that happened is, unfortunately, I called Jeffrey the wrong name. But I said something like, oh, let's fill in the blank. Hey, John. So that was something, huh? He was like, my name is not,
Oh my God.
he called me the wrong name. That's not my
No.
name. So I just thought from that initial interaction that, okay, this is going to be rough. That was, yeah. That night we actually ended up meeting up with his cousins who are local. They were very, very nice. We had dinner, really, really sweet people. And then we went to, so all the castmates said that they were going to meet up, or a lot of them, at a local comedy show, because
nice.
one of the other women on the show is a comedian and she was going to be performing that night. So the plan was to meet up there. And I don't know if you would consider this our first date, but we said we'll meet there. Unfortunately, that the night didn't go too smoothly, and I thought it was because I started off calling him the wrong name. I don't know, Jeff, if you want to say anything about that, but yeah. I'll tell you, from my perspective, the way the rest of the night went, we got to the ticket counter, and Jeffrey offered to buy my ticket, which I thought was really nice. But then when they said the total, to me, he seemed a little ticked off because it was a little expensive. So he bought the ticket. We walked up to the entry point, and then when we got there, I realized I actually had a free ticket.
Oh,
so then
my goodness.
He was really, it just, when I tell you, like, the escalation of just awkward moments, So then, I was telling him, well, you could get a refund, for my ticket. And he just said, no, never mind. But he seemed a little bit aggravated, the rest of the night. And then, we were waiting for the rest of the people to come in. I just kept saying, well, we can talk and, try to get to know each other. But he seemed to be, more comfortable, maybe with more people around, or slash aggravated because I called him the wrong name and cost him, a ticket that he didn't have to buy.
Okay. Let's hear about this lead up from your point, Jeffrey.
Yeah, so that's the first night. I think she'll get back to telling you about the other dates, but I tried to explain to her, like, no, I'm not upset, I'm not mad. So I'm just the type of person that, like, everything has a cost and we got to pay for it. But if I don't think it's worth that, I really don't want to pay for it, even if I like it. That's how I felt about them tickets. I still remember the exact total of them tickets. I thought they cost too much.
What was the total? I have to know. Tell me, please.
It was like $41.17.
Oh.
Just thought it cost too much, Arlette. So I was like, fine, I'll buy the ticket. It wasn't buying the tickets. That's what you do when you take a lady out, you meet them, you just, guys, we just know we're going to pay for stuff. But I wasn't upset or anything. I didn't even know she called me the wrong name until maybe a week later when I asked her about it. I'm like, because the part she left out is, here's how she got my name, Arlette. She said, what's your phone number and email address? And that's how she figured out my name was not John or Tyler or whatever she said. So yeah, all the rest of what she said is pretty accurate. But yeah, so that was the first date. There was a few more dates, I think.
Okay. I don't consider that first night a date.
Okay. Well.
Okay. So then tell me the first real date then.
Okay. So the first, and by the way, he kept repeating the price of the tickets. Like, dang, that was,
Yeah.
$82.30, however much it was. He was putting the cents in it. Anyway, the first date, I actually wanted to meet in a different city just because I wasn't sure if I felt so comfortable, with him kind of coming to my territory, so to speak. But, I thought, well, we met and, okay, why not?
Are you guys in the same state?
No, he's in Georgia.
In Georgia, and you're in
and I'm
state? Oh, okay.
Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah. But, with the appropriate guardrails, I did feel comfortable. So when I told my family, I met Jeffrey, we're going to go on a date. My mother had him send a copy of his license plate. And he sent his passport too, for good measure, picked me up. So I felt comfortable after that. But he actually drove to Louisiana from Georgia.
Wow.
And he remembered that I love sports, especially live sports. So we went to an NBA game.
Ooh,
that was our first date.
That's so fun. Jeffrey, how long was that drive?
Oh, I only live 5.5 hours from her, so it was a really easy drive. Yeah, I didn't have any issues. I'm glad we went to an NBA game. I haven't been to the Pelicans stadium since they built it, so that was cool.
Oh,
Yeah, but tell her what
okay.
you said about the seats.
What did I say?
You remember? Okay, so the seats
Uh-uh.
were really good. They were very close. And I
Ooh.
said, once we got to our seats, I said, "Oh, thank you. These are really nice seats." And he said, "Yeah, I figured, you kind of low key bougie, so you need some good seats."
Yeah. Yeah.
She's a doctor.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I did appreciate those good seats. I did.
We were like in the 14th row.
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
can touch the ball if you wanted
Yeah,
to.
we had
That's
really good
great.
And we had a great time. I had a really fun time at the game. The funniest part of the night is as we were walking to the stadium, as we were encountering people, Jeffrey was like,
Oh.
"Hey, do you watch Pop the Balloon?
Watch Pop the Balloon, yeah.
This is what's going on now." It
Go
was
watch the
really-
show. Yeah.
It was fun. There were several people who were really just engaged in that whole thing and just rooting us on, and it was fun.
Okay. Good job, Jeffrey. That was a good first date.
I try to do my best.
And then after that, we went to have dinner, right?
Yeah.
We went to have dinner at a really cool spot, and I think that was the tacos, and
Taco and beer.
it's called Taco and Beer, but neither one of us drink, so we just had tacos. That's another thing. So the first night I met, after I called him the wrong name, the first night that we met up, he gave me his dossier. He said, "I don't drink, I don't smoke, and I don't whip my kids." I was like, "All right."
And I don't play video games.
And I don't play video games. Yeah.
Check.
That was our first.
So that was the first date, Arlette. The second date was, I guess, the next day. We did like a tour of the city, and then we went to a sushi restaurant.
Ooh.
And then I'll let her tell you about the third time that we met a couple
Well,
weeks
how
ago.
long were you in her town
So
when you drove out there?
I stayed there 3 or 4 days,
The first time,
or was it 2 to 3 days?
2 to 3 days.
2 to 3 days.
Times.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a perfect gentleman.
Oh.
Perfect gentleman.
And then
Love
I went
that.
back since that second date. Paulette, you want to pick that up? And
So one night I was driving somewhere at night, and he said, "Hey, we should exchange numbers of, important people in our life, and just in case something happens to you." So I gave him my mother's number. He gave me his father's number. Now, I did not know he was going to use my mother's number, but apparently he did call her, and they discussed some things. And that night, my mother kept saying, "Make sure you look really nice when you go to work tomorrow." And now this was a Friday, and I was thinking, it's Friday, it's the end of the week, I'm gonna look how I look. I just completely ignored her. But I got to work, and Jeffrey called, and he said, "Hey, he texted me, and he asked me when I was going to lunch. And my day was really hectic that day, but I kept saying, I'm not going to skip lunch. Okay, I'm going to go at 12:30. So I told him I'm going to go at 12:30. And at 12:30, the front desk called to me and said, "Hey, someone's here to visit. Someone's here for you." So he came, and he drove from Georgia and took me to lunch.
Oh my
So
goodness.
That was technically our third date. And he had arranged this with my mother, so he knew where to go, and he brought me beautiful flowers and a beautiful plant from my office, and it was really special.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love the intentionality. That is so awesome.
And for that lunch date, we went to a ramen place because I love ramen, and he remembered that.
Oh wow.
And that was wonderful. And then that was it. Like I said, perfect gentleman. He said, "I don't expect anything of you. I know you have a long day. You have the rest of your day to finish. I just want to make sure you ate."
yeah, that was like last
Oh my
week.
goodness. So it was
Friday
last
before
week,
this
okay.
the Friday before this past
About
Friday.
2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So it was the last time you guys saw each other in person.
hmm
Okay. Any plans for you, Paulette, to go see him?
I've been invited, quasi-invited.
Okay. Are you gonna
But,
take the invitation or?
It's still evolving.
Okay. Okay.
It's evolving. But I would like to see him, to see his life and and, to interact in his world. I think that is important. And, but in the meantime, I have talked to people that he loves, just acclimate myself to him a little bit more. I've talked to his brother, I've talked to his father, cousin,
Oh,
and
so
of
the
course
whole
the
family.
cousins that are met on night one.
Yeah.
But I think the goal is, yes, I'll get to his city and we'll spend some time there.
Okay. So Jeffrey, how would you say the communication has been between the two of you?
Oh man, I think communication has been wonderful. Sometimes, in some instances, we even over communicate just to make sure that, to be clear, we do that. But communication, I think we've talked or text every day since the show, since we
Wow.
taped. Yeah, so it's been really good, and I don't have any issues with it.
Okay. And where do you see this like leading? And I'll transfer this question over to Paulette too, but I want to hear from Jeffrey.
Um, I see it going as far as as far as we want it to go, and
Okay.
it can lead all the way to pop the balloon themed wedding if that's what we want. So it can go as far as we want. So far it's been really good. Paulette's like magical. He's just an
Oh,
awesome person.
wow. Paulette, what about for yourself? Do you
You.
feel like it's leading in the direction of where you might see more, or how's it looking for you?
What I would say regarding Jeffrey is he is so purposeful and he communicates so well that I can only see good things ahead. He's very easy to talk to. He makes me feel very comfortable. He doesn't put any pressure on me at all. He's very understanding and really relaxed. He's so relaxed to sometimes I'm like, hey, you all right? I'm just like, are you sure you're okay? So I think because of his personality and particularly the way he interacts with me, that they're really good things ahead. He's definitely the type of person that I would like to be with for long term.
Oh my goodness.
And
Okay.
the reason that to me that's very significant because the main thing I had a big question mark on was our age difference. But I haven't even thought about that,
What's
honestly,
the age
since
difference?
Like
I
three
gotta know
years.
now. You brought it up.
It's like 3 years and
4 years.
3 months.
4 years.
No, four. It's
Jeff.
3 years and 9 months.
So Jeffrey, how old are
8 months.
you?
I'm 42.
And Paulette.
I'm 45.
Okay.
I'll be 46 soon. And when he was entering high school, I was probably entering college.
But we're grown now. You can't think of it that
Yeah.
way.
It's really a joke. I like to joke with him about it, but I haven't substantively thought about it.
Okay.
And I think the reason I haven't specifically thought about it is because he presents, very maturely,
Yeah.
and that's just been a very nice thing to have in our interactions.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So that's the only thing that you've been like a little bit about, but it hasn't seemed like
Well,
it's presented any issues.
no, not at all, except if I mention a movie or a song, he'll say, "What?" It's like we have a generational, little semi-generational gap here. 'Cause I'm like, you don't remember that? Where were you? But oh yeah, you were in middle school. I'm just,
That's
but
hilarious.
yeah, no, but
Arlette,
that's we.
I just don't watch a lot of movies. I don't spend time watching movies. I don't even watch TV.
Okay.
But I
We'll,
don't
we'll
get
put it
all the
on
movies.
that. We'll put it on that
Yeah.
and not the age difference.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be
but
great.
I say that in jest. It hasn't been an issue at all.
Okay, good. All right. Well, I'm glad that this is looking up. I'm hoping that there'll be more trips, both ways, more dates, and I'll definitely be on the lookout, checking in on you guys, see how it's going. So thank you both so much for coming on today and speaking with me, catching us up on how you're doing. So I'm glad
You're
it's going
welcome.
good. I love the
Thank
good
you.
catch ups. And And it was such a
Thank you so
pleasure
much.
having you both back on. Thank you for coming, honestly. And everyone at home, thank you so much for tuning in. We'll catch y'all next time.